Hi, welcome to Ocean Yummy's what- I mean Ocean Yummy's channel. I don't know. I just went down to the place where the hair shop has been closed down. Guess what I saw? Which is exactly what I did say before in the beginning. The shop is now open. Right, it was closed down yesterday, day before yesterday, when the guy opened it, they closed it down, I think. But now it's open. It's open and running for business. There's even somebody inside of the shop. So my thing is, right? Hi, Christine. If you're going to close down, so sometime you might have to be like the Rebellion. I think they call it Extinction Rebellion. You have to just stick to your guns. Like, if you have to take it to the law, the highest law, whatever, courts, whatever, that's what you got to do. Because right now, it's like what that is saying to people is you can strangle a woman, being she's black as well, and you can get away with it. Now, these things going in America, violence against, people of color. I know people say, well, it's not a color thing. It's not a color thing, but what happens is, right, when you go into a shop, Higher Charles was, when you go into a shop and it's like you have no rights, no respect. They watch you like you as a thief because they're stereotypically think of you as that. So you have to be 10 times on your, you have to cut, right, you got to bring yourself up in a sort of way. You have to talk a little more clearer. You got to try not to say too much certain words that you would normally say when you're comfortable with somebody. You sort of have to be a certain way. So the fact that the shop is open, I'm just like, wow. Like, I know the young lady died in Croydon, I think couple week or a month or so after. My thing is that how this could have been all easily has sorted, because that's the art of war. When you go against your enemy, sometimes, right, you might have to lose your life so that you can stand up for something what you stand for. They complain about the the keyboard revolutionist. Sometimes the keyboard revolutionist, hi, so the keyboard revolutionist is the one who gets the word out. They're the ones who get people to sign petitions. They're the ones, they bring information to and from the space where incidences is happening. And this is where people get totally wrong. Because I know, by being part of the conscious movement at one point, people actually did stand for some things. Even though most of the time there was some fails at some time. But most of the time, that how that place that took liberties of somebody, their place will get shut down. The shop will get shut down. The place will get shut down. There is no buts. Now, back in the 80s, 90s, this will all be a whole different story, because I guarantee it, right? There would have been a whole mob of people outside that shop making noise that would have been closed down, however. Right now, right, I feel that how people are saying that they didn't know. How can you not know? This thing was all over the news, all over the social media. There's people talking, people talk, but you're still going into a shop that disrespects you. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? The two guys who stood there and literally was protesting about a shop. Me personally, even if it's a white counterpart that stand with me and say, no, that shop not opening, the shop will have to, well, we're not open, because you have to get certain allies on your side so you can shut down something. They might know something you might not know. Sometimes, right, when it's like all a burst of emotions, like right now, it's all a burst of emotions, and that's exactly what I said on lives before. Now it seems like my words have come to pass. It's so strange because I saw a whole set of birds come fly down where I was standing today. And I said, I don't even know what that means. When I went round to the shop now, I see that. I'm thinking, back in the day, in the early noughties, that would not be heard of. That shop would have got shut down a long time. And to be honest, people wouldn't stand for that. The fact that, and this is what I say, people of all color, would you like somebody to would you like a man to put his hand around your sister's neck? If that is a yes, you are just as bad as him. If that is a no, that means that you stand for something, because you are saying that no man treat woman like a woman in that way, in like she's lower than, right? What he should have done, which is what I said, and I'll say it again, in a shop, right, you have a receipts thing. My daughter explained this all to me. She said that how if you bring back the thing back in good nick how you bought it, you most probably will get your money back, or you get an exchange, and there's a time for the warranty for when it goes or whatever, so that you can get an exchange. He should have done what most shops do, whether it be Argos, Sainsbury's, Walmart, Dollar Tree. I don't know how it goes in America, but I'm just saying they would have kept you in there until the law come. They would have kept you in there, because I think I've seen it with hairdressers. They keep them in there till they get their money. They keep them in there till they are paid for their work or whatever. It's the kind of the same thing. It's called service. It's called customer service. There's no way am I allowing myself to go into a shop like that who disrespects somebody, and then I'm just going to walk into the shop smiling with that person. Even with cons, there was something happening now in cons, but I think it's different management in there. So I go in there, but that's a whole different explanation altogether. But at the same time, right, I never hear nobody get strangled in cons. Why is the shop open? Why is the shop open? They put stuff on the floor saying you got to walk with pride and not go in there. Whatever. The shop is still open. The shop is still open. Yes, you shut it down. You shut it down for a time. Really, it should have been shut all through the Beastmas, because that's when people make the most money. They make the money through Beastmas, Halloween, most holiday celebration is when they make the money. If you do not have the art of thinking that when you are going to do something that you don't want to shut that thing down, you don't want to die for nothing. You rather be like now there's a thing in the conscious community. If my name is not out there, what's it? People won't do. Like sometimes, right, you don't need to do acknowledgement. Sometimes, right, you just need to just keep the thing going. Black Panther days, as much as people saying, oh, the Black Panthers, blah, 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 blah. I don't think that shop would have been open. I think they would have been standing on post and made sure that shop was shut, closed down, kaput, gone. Modern days is so interesting. Sometimes, right, when you are coming to be in elderhood, you see certain stuff and you're just like, wow. I know, say it'll never be like that in my mum's days. They would have done shut down that long time. Now, the reason why I sound a bit crazy, a bit whatever, because me and my friend, we just spoke about this earlier, and there is ways to get around stuff. You don't necessarily have to go to certain shops to buy certain stuff. If you are okay with certain people, you can do that, but you can go around it. There is a way around everything. You can literally hold a whole economy. Heck, the children show that during the riots. You can hold a whole place accountable for something. And I'm not talking about reparations, because I don't think that's ever going to happen, to be honest. But I think basically England ain't got the resources to even do that, and that's coming from me. Okay, so basically I'm just saying that how I went down there, the shop's open, so possibly nobody don't want to take it a bit further. There's a high courts, there's lawyers within the conscious community. You can actually tap into them and well, the real lawyers, not the pretend lawyers, not the paper lawyers, the real lawyers, and you can get that sorted because he is really in the wrong. She's in the wrong too, but he's in the wrong because he put his hand around that woman's neck. It went viral all over the place. Right now, right, people just look stupid. Like as though you're just making noise online. I'm not making noise online. I just feel that it's ridiculous. But I don't know whether anybody from the UK want to talk about this. I don't know because I'm here for a little while before I go pick up my younger. But I'm just saying, it's like nobody's standing on nothing right now. It's just all a bit of play, word salad. It sounds good. It looked good. You going down there filming yourself saying I was there, but look at it now. He's open. He's open. Me, I personally think that shop should not be open. I think the shop should not be open. It's like, what are you trying to say? Okay, you slap me again. Okay, that time you didn't kill me that time. Kill me again next time, even better. No, that's what you're telling the people who owns the shop. Oh, you didn't strangle me very good. Maybe you need to strangle me a little better. But I'm trying. I'm not being emotional. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's what people's doing, Charles. They're on their knees. They're on their knees. My friend asked me a prominent question, but in fact, it was an African girl who stood outside it. She couldn't believe that the door was open and making business. Wow, there's a woman in there buying hair, whatever. Hell, go natural. Tie your hair. Do it for a year. You might like it. Makeup, you can get that anywhere. Most shops sell makeup, perfume. There's loads of Somalians all over the place. You could buy from the Somalians. Incense, Somalians sells that. Other African places sells that. I went to a Venezuelan the other day and I flipping enjoyed it. So I don't have to be in a chicken and chip shop. I could go to a Venezuelan, I can go to a Mexican, I can go to any place. Certain shops you don't need to buy from. If the place do not serve you and they don't respect you and they're putting the money on the table, because when I see that sometimes I just look at them and I say, you know, I ain't going back in there. You just don't go back to them. Sometimes, right, you have to make your own protests because when you're waiting for other people to catch up with you, they ain't going to catch up with you. And it's just ridiculous at the end of the day. It's like you're just hitting your head against a brick wall. Even me and a young one spoke about the same thing, and he says the same. He has the same kind of point of view, and he's a young one. He's like early 20s. Even to the killing of the young lady, he has his point of view on that. Some of these young ones are walking around and they have a whole point of view, and they're watching the older ones do Ross, and then they're thinking to themselves, I don't want to be like that. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, why is this? I think I know why the shop's open. Well, who am I kidding? I know why the shop's open. I know why the shop's open. Because people was busy focusing on the girl that died, nobody was focusing on that end. So he took that opportunity to open the shop while everybody's attentions was turned to the young lady's plight. You know, they're both kind of the same plight, but she's on her life. So I'm just like, wow, you can't live like this. You really have to think really, really, really wide sometimes. In slavery to find peace, you must stand your ground and possible. Yes, 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 yes. But war, long time ago, people would lay their life down for their people. Nowadays, it's not like that. Everybody wants to be rapper. There's a very few people who stand on the square. Fundi Fee being one of them. I think so. I would say so, Amma, because I know her. Chrissy. A few people I know, they stand on their square. They stand for something. You don't necessarily have to be on the front line to make a point. There's silent protests. There's protests that can be done by the whole the whole of the, I'm trying to think of the word. There's protests that can be done in such a way, like, you know, I mean, there's loads of ways to poke at him, to take away stuff from an enemy without poking him in the face or whatever. But people just don't get it. Like I says, all word salads, flip flop. People flip flop like flipping fish or flip flops. I don't know. It's just crazy. I'm just like, wow. I was so shocked. I saw it online yesterday. The shop was open. When I see it for myself, because sometimes you have to see things for yourself to confirm it to yourself. When the young lady stood out there, she said, "Yeah, but there's someone in there." I said, because people don't learn. They don't learn. And I said to her, I told people this shop is gonna open again. People say, no, 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 you ain't gonna open again. Yes, and now the shop open again. So all that chest floating, pushing up, going on ITV News, doing the most back to this. But I would watch. I'm trying not to be. I'll be a bit optimistic and hope that it gets shut down again. We shouldn't have to wait for something to happen, an incident to happen, for you to shut it down. So, you know, but I'm just saying, I'm just bringing it to you guys, the ones who's been following me, as I've been talking about this same shop, and this is a result of it, all in vain. So, normally I would have put up the petitions and all that stuff, but I was watching to see what's going to happen before I decide to do all that. So that right there is a wasted cause right there, right now. So if anything, there's other things going on, like, you know what I'm saying? And I like to deal with real causes as real. Not like people like 1 minute, 10 days they're on it, 5 minutes they're on it, 20 seconds they're on it, a month, less than a year, and then they're back to square one. Like, no. So yeah. So hi Christy. Where is it? Oh. Hi Christy. It's not showing up. Hi Chrissy. Hi Charles. Hi Salt Armor. So yeah, I don't know what's people's thoughts on this. Now you heard this, especially the ones in the UK, because before people was making fun and saying, "Oh, this, that, and the other." I see a whole Sikh man stand up in front of the man, high surge up, stand up in front of the people. And he even said he's going to get his boys for them. And the next side said, well, we're going to get our boys for you. And in the end, somebody had to go and be the double advocate and call it down, because one business next door to the shop was suffering and he didn't like it. And he was just staring and like puffing up his chest to the two men who was protesting, who wasn't even doing nothing. They're literally doing a silent protest. Literally, I call that silent protest. Not even being loud. But I feel that this just proves that how people don't, I don't know. Sometimes you need to stand on certain stuff. You don't even need to stand on big things. You stand on whatever. You stand for people's rights. Like, there's, to me, I'm not even gonna go down about the feminine movement, blah blah blah. The whole irony is a woman nearly got strangled in the shop and the shop's open. So I'm just like, at this point, when I see certain stuff and I don't reach certain places, this is why one of the reasons why I don't reach to marches and protests and reparation marches and this one and that one, because of this. It's just a failed. It's not consistent. It's not continuous. It's not, nothing gets sorted. Somebody can get assaulted. They even forgot about the boys that got unalive for how many years, and now it took a young one. They tried to make her a martyr. Another boy died the following week. Nobody was up. No, hardly anybody was up in arms. There was tears. There was this. There was that. and then nothing. Then he goes all quiet. That's why I brought back up smiley culture and other people. Like, this is why. Because even by me talking right here, right now, and me bringing up certain stuff on this platform, because it is a platform, I'm literally renting here. This is a renter space. That's when you are spreading awareness, you are having an exchange. Other people from other countries, they say so-called like-minded come together. Well, I just think that's a whole load of bollocks. Well, anyway, right? They said, right, they said the whole like-minded people come together. Minds come together and form a late Saturn. Right, the young one was talking about revolution. Right, Fred Hampton or one of them said a revolution will not be televised. I believe it's not going to be televised. I believe there is something going on underground, but we ain't hearing about it. Maybe we think we're hearing about it, but we're not hearing about it. So people are thinking that how things are happening with them or happening around them. I mean, like, you can be like on the verge of whatever for a very long time. But the thing is that, right, when people come together, it turns into cultish, but then at the same time, nothing gets solved. It doesn't get solved at all. I think that the best thing I've heard all year is that Polite is in jail. That's been arrested. Rashad is in jail. Now, people like this now who's done this to this lady, and I'm not straying from the subject. I'm just saying that those are the things that has been prominent more this year. I think this shop just shows weak-mindedness of certain people. I guarantee not some people this will not go into that shop, will not buy from that shop. They'll probably go all different places but that shop, but other people go in there and fill up that shop to the brim and buy from that man, and it just be like, yeah. Oh yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine, Sergio? They'll just be crazy. People just do not get it. And I'm not here to, like they said, convert nobody to nothing. I just meet people where they're at. But at the same time, you have to make a person understand. And that's why I said, would you like it if your niece went in there, your daughter went in there, your mum went in there, your grandmother, your great grandmother, and a man put his hand round her neck to strangle her? Though he's saying he was stopping her from stealing, but you didn't have to do all that. That's all I want to know. From the men, the women, rap head, no rap head, locks, no rap, no locks, whatever. Would you like that to happen to your niece, nephew? Your niece, your grandmother, your mother, your great niece? Go down the flipping line. Would you want that to happen to her? Because I'll guarantee you won't want that to happen to her. You'll make sure that shop will be well, I'm not saying putting in flames, but you'll make sure that shop will just not be there. It might as well be somebody else in there selling. But I ain't gonna go into this. Is not a rant. Don't get me wrong. It's not a rant. I'm just saying. But yeah. So I am just gonna continue talking about the other things which I've been talking about stateside, UK. People is actually shutting down shit, actually closing it down, actually getting compensation for something. I'm not covering people like this because it's ridiculous. Because I was just about to go put them on here too when they went and they told the shop to close down. But the shop's open, so it's pointless. I ain't putting up stuff like that. That's just not. That's not gonna make nobody wanna step up and do something. Sometimes, right, you might not know the law, but sometimes, right, you have to learn the law. You have to learn regulations. You have to learn certain stuff so that you can get that thing. And that's one thing most of the universal communities have over a lot of us. because they know the law, they know certain stuff. And we have to, sometimes you got to tap into the most unlikeliest person to find out certain stuff so you can learn. So when you have to put things in place, so you don't have to buy from people like this who treat you like rubbish for a wig, a weave that probably an Indian lady cut her hair and it went through a process. I mean, mind you, there is synthetic braid. You don't even have to wear real hair. I don't know what's going on. You can get your hair products from anywhere. Anywhere. But anyways, I'm not going to go into songbird motion right now. I am just going to go and do me like I normally do. Um, I did see a sign, and I think that was my sign. Where them birds are flying down all in one go, swoop down of where I was standing. And I'm like, I was like, wow, I could have filmed it, but it's not the place to film, so I didn't film it. But people need to try and at least work together. You don't have to be bloody perfect. You don't have to be no blinking gunslinger. You don't have to be no you just do what you got to do for you and your family. That's all I can say to people. Just do for you and your family. Your family come first. You have to worry about your family first. Worry about your family first. Because if you don't worry about your family first, and see when foolishness like this happens, right, you got to put things in place. Because if it's one of your children, your daughter getting strangled in a shop, that will have to get taken to the highest court in the country. Something will have to be done. Go and look for the best lawyers. Find out how to shut down that shop, because there is a way to shut down that shop. And over here, there's councils. And if you go to the right council, you might have to bother them a lot. You can get the shop closed down. So I don't see what is the thing. What is the problem? What is the problem? I mean, like I said, I was self-employed. It's bloody hard being self-employed out there when people won't buy from you. But when you are doing it, and if you are selling stuff, sell stuff. If you are doing it, do it. But just don't be no walk over, no walk down, no slap down for nobody. I disagree. When people do foolishness to other people, it maddens me so much. It maddens me. It's just like, you don't need to do all that. Everybody is respectable. You can disagree with somebody and you can deal with it. There's two ways you can deal with it. You can deal with it in a bad way, or you can deal with it the good way. Because if you deal with it the bad way, you're going to prison, you're going to jail. You don't have to go into someone's space or somebody to bodily hold them up. Like as though you're going to strangle them. Tutu's now right. She would have been on the news as unalived, because it could have gone down that road too. But no one's not thinking about that. No, they're not looking at it all different ways. Look at it one way only. The roads has several roads. In IFA, they talk about the different roads. There's the good road and the bad road. You have to, whatever road you follow, you have to make a good decision on the crossroads. So you have to know which road to take the distance. Like if you make a bad decision, that's it, you're gone. If you make a good decision, then it's all roses and lovely flowers and lovely animals and paradise, or however you want to call it. But by you taking the wrong turn, doing something to somebody, that can end in deep consequences. So, man, I'm not even going to stay on here long. I think I've spoken spokey enough. I like to come on here and talk about subjects. I don't like to rant and rave and make up noise. It's not my character. Well, actually, it is my character to lose in passion. But at the same time, you have to know people don't think. Now, the fact that that shop's open now, you say, okay, right, you can walk over anybody. You can slap them on their face. They smile at you and laugh at you. They smile and say, slap me on the next side of my face. No, don't slap me on the next side of my face. Make sure you punch me a good one too. No, don't just do that now. Step on my foot. No, stab me. No, that's how it's looking. That's how it is. That's how it is. And our children, our babies are watching this. Yes, the babies are watching. What are you showing to the babies? What are you showing to the children? That's why these young men are out there doing the rest what they're doing now, because they're seeing the elders ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing. So before I go into another rant, I'm gonna come off because I'm not going to know 1 hour. Okay, I'm not going to know 1 hour. So thank you everybody for passing through. And I'll say your names again, because I like to say everybody name 3 times. Christy, Charles was, Zama, and Cedric. So with that said, I'm off of here. Hopefully it'll be on another note. Notice I've just taken a little step back, but I'll be on another note. But anyways, and as you can hear, I feel better now. So yeah, I'm trying to do stuff with myself because I don't want to be on here all the time. Sometimes I want to come on here when I have information to give because I feel it's better. So I'm trying to do something with my life because I'm getting older. Next couple years, I'll be 50. I ain't got no time for no play, and I don't want my children to be no victim of shit. None of them. I didn't bring my children into the world to be hanged and dealt with dealt with and treat like shit. That's not why why my children was born. My children are here to do great things. And if you can't be respected when you go into a shop, a car place, a shopping market, a supermarket, a mall, a whatever, I don't know then. What's the point? You might as well like make a decision and come out of the country. But even when you come out of the country, you gotta make sure that you're safe wherever you are in the next country because of accent, etc. So man, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna come off. I'm done anyway. I'll see you. Bye.